There are some unbreakable NBA records you never want to own. Some are embarrassing, others are straight up hilarious. But some of these records are so wild, they're most likely never going to be broken. Actually, scratch that. They're never going to be broken. So without further ado, here are my top 5 most unwanted NBA records in NBA history.
Play clock at 5. Score 4 goals. 3. A 2-home run and 1.
Kicking it off at number 5, I got the most minutes played in a cardio game. You probably already know this, but cardio games are when a player fails to record any points, rebounds, assists, steals, or blocks while they're on the court. For lack of better terms, it's straight up embarrassing. And this record unfortunately belongs to Joel Anthony. Back in a game in 2011 versus Portland, Joel Anthony played nearly 29 minutes and finished with zeros all across the board. However, he did manage to secure 1 turnover and 4 personal fouls, so he definitely contributed. Yeah, right? Contributed? Contributed on the wrong side of history.
Boom. Roasted.
Someone get me an inhaler. Sorry, Joel. No disrespect. That was embarrassing, though. No way that record is ever going to be broken. Actually, Tony Snell came eerily close to breaking Anthony's record. He played 20 plus seconds less than Anthony and failed to record a point, assist, steal, rebound, block, anything. Yikes. Pretty sure nobody is ever going to be touching that record for a very long time, if not ever. At the number 4 spot, I'm rolling with the fastest to ever foul out of an NBA game. Now this record belongs to a man named Bubba Wells. In 1997, legendary coach Don Nelson of the Dallas Mavericks at the time, they were playing against the Bulls, and Nelson subbed in Bubba Wells for one reason and one reason only. Now just for context, Wells played a grand total of 39 games for his NBA career. That's 39 more than me, and probably you, but still. He didn't have a lengthy career. Now, Wells was instructed to implement the hack-a-Rodman strategy. It wasn't called that back then, but that was the intention. Hack Rodman, make him go to the line. He's a notoriously bad free throw shooter, and we'll live with the results, right? But the plan actually backfired because Rodman went to the free throw line and sunk 9 of 12 free throws. When it was all said and done, Bubba Wells used all of his allotted fouls and fouled out in a record 2 minutes and 43 seconds. Oh my God. You could say what you want about Bubba Wells throughout his career, even though you probably had never heard of him. But with that being said, he definitely did what he was supposed to do. Nobody could fault him for that. He was extremely, extremely efficient in what he was set out to do. 2 minutes and 43 seconds? Wow. So yeah, Bubba did his thing and he entered the record books. Coming in at number 3, I've got the largest blowout loss in NBA history. In December of 2021, the Grizzlies hosted an injury-riddled OKC team. The game was essentially over before it started, but the only question was, how many points would the Grizzlies win by? Well, the Grizzlies led by 15 after 1 quarter, 36 after 2 quarters, and 51 points after 3 quarters. Oh, God. And when the final buzzer sounded, ready for this? The Grizzlies absolutely demolished the Thunder, 152-79. Mind blown. That's an NBA record 73-point margin of victory. Fun fact, the Grizzlies actually scored more points in the second half than the Thunder did the entire game, 80-79. I'm sorry, but it's safe to say that that record is never going to be broken. No one's ever going to let themselves get showed up like that, ever again. At number 2, I got the shortest NBA career in history. Now, the last name Curry is synonymous with winner and sharpshooter and lengthy career, but one Curry, well, he enjoyed none of that. You probably never heard of James Curry, but you're about to. Because he owns the record for shortest NBA career in terms of playing time on the court in history. Curry was actually a solid player in the D-League, now known as the G-League. The Clippers called him up during the 09-10 season, and Curry checked into a game, his first one ever, against the Boston Celtics, guarded by Rajon Rondo. Yeah, well, that didn't last very long. What if I told you that James Curry played a grand total of 3.9 seconds that game and for the rest of his career? And the only reason he never checked back into an NBA game ever again, he was released by the Clippers 2 days later, and that was it. And unfortunately for James Curry, that record will never be broken. And at number 1, hands down, I'm taking the record for most technical fouls in an NBA season. Now I bet you can guess who owns this one. None other than the man, the myth, the trash-talking aficionado himself, Rasheed Wallace. Sheed's attitude got him teed up plenty of times prior to the 2000-2001 season, but never like this. Because somehow, someway, that season, Wallace managed to collect 41 technical fouls in 80 games played. Now this is physically impossible today because after a player accumulates 16 technical fouls, they're suspended a game. Then they're suspended for another game every technical after that. So yeah, that's a record that nobody physically could ever touch. But ready for this? Here's a little fun fact. Now surprisingly, Sheed is only third all time in career technical fouls with 317. I thought he was gonna be number one, but that's Barkley and Malone. I got no honorable mentions this week. I'm gonna leave that to you. You write in the comments, you let me know what unwanted records I left off the list. But for now, my name is Brad Parker, and that's my top 5.